What's up, buddy? It's what Jim and Joe, Jason the Millennial once again, and Bryer from Bryer's Music Showcase. And today we're reviewing the Carole King album, Tapestry, one of the best-selling albums of all time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing this. What are you guys' thoughts of the overall album before we go into this?
Well, it's one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. It's in my top 15 favorite albums of all time, I believe, if I remember right. I haven't got that. I'm on my 20. I'm on my top 20 right now. I need to get to that again. But I believe it's in my top 15, if I remember right. So that tells you anything. Yeah, I absolutely love the album.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I remember I just bought it on a whim because I just felt like, it's a big selling album. I feel like I should own it. And plus, there's a kitty on the cover, so of course I have to get it.
Yeah, there's a cat.
Yeah. Prior, but I remember when my first actually really good. And it's been a while since I last heard it. So it's nice to kind of revisit it, but I'm looking forward to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because Carole King's my favorite female singer-songwriter.
Oh yeah,
and this is definitely her best album. And yeah, it's a top 15 album for me as well.
Cool.
Not quite a top 10 album, but very close. Very close to being. I still gonna give it a 10 out of 10. But yeah, before we get started, what do you guys think of the album cover? I didn't know that Bryer mentioned it briefly.
Yeah, I like it. It's just her hanging out. I like the window light. It's kind of cool. Yeah, she's barefoot, so it's like she's just hanging out at home with her cat. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I'm not sure why it was taken.
Yep, I said mine already. So, got a cat. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the album cover. It's definitely like an iconic one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the sort of that album cover I can imagine other people trying to imitate. Yeah, there's 12 songs on the album. It's a second studio album. But yeah, there's 12 songs on it. And we'll just get straight into the first track on the album. I Feel the Earth Move. I'll let you go first, Jason. Then Bryer. Then I'll go after that.
All right. I don't know if Bryer's still having trouble over there, but I Feel the Earth Move. It's a #1 hit for her. Interesting enough. Definitely, I feel like one of her most played songs. I hear all the time. It feels like anytime I see anything about Carole King, it's this song. Saying that, it's actually one of my least favorite songs on the album. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's okay. Like, the piano playing is very good. It's very upbeat, and I guess I prefer her more slower songs, her more ballads and stuff like that, more than their upbeat stuff. Yeah, I think Bryer's having trouble. Darn it. Yeah, I don't know. It's how to describe it. I just don't like the upbeatness of it, I guess, for some reason, and the style of the song. It's not one of my favorites, and it's funny because this, like I said, this may be one of her most popular songs. I hear it all the time, and I always think, there's other songs I like way more than this one that, to me should have been #1 hit. But yeah, that's all I can say, I guess.
I personally love this one. It's not a top 5, but it's very close. I think it's my number 6. So it didn't quite make my top 5, but yeah, I still really love this one. It's one of my favorite upbeat songs of hers. But when I choose to listen to a Carole King song, I normally tend to go to a ballads, like that's the case for you as well. But I still really love this one. It's a great album opener. And yeah, I think she sings it really well.
Yeah, like I said, it's very popular. I kind of get it. It's upbeat and all that, but I don't know. It just vocally and everything, it just didn't hit me the right way like the other songs do.
I think it was it a double A side, this single.
Oh, was it?
So it had It's Too Late as well.
Okay.
I think I Feel the Earth Me was the B side.
Okay.
It's still a #1 hit for her though.
Yeah, from what I read, it was the #1 hit, I guess. But
I mean, it had So Far Away. And the A side to that was Smack Water Jack.
oh, really? Smack Walker Jack.
Yeah. That song reminds me of I Feel the Earth maybe a little bit.
It does. Me too.
Just not as good. But we'll get to that track later.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what to do about Bryer.
I don't know what we can do. Yeah, because we already started going. So.
I guess we can keep talking about the album for now. I'm sure we can catch up.
Yeah, you have to catch up, I guess. Hopefully, you can get back here.
But the second track on the album is So Far Away.
Yeah, I love this song. It went number 14 what I saw in the charts, so it was a huge hit. I mean, this album has 6 like big hits on it, which is what's so great about this album. How incredible it is the amount of hits it has on this album is one of the greatest, I think. And this is one of them. So Far Away, big hit. Always love the song. It's always on the radio again. And again, Carole King, of course, her piano playing is so good. She is so good at writing melody. She's a really good melody writer. And she's a really good singer. Like, I think she's maybe somewhat underrated as a singer. I think she has a voice. I think people, I don't know, Carole King, you probably think of her songwriting mostly because she's definitely one of the best songwriters out there. But man, it's everything from the melody of the song, her singing, the songwriting is just so good. And yeah, I love that chorus when she goes into that. It's so far away. Has anybody something anymore? Something at my door. Oh, beautiful. Just a beautiful, beautiful song. And you really hear their emotions too. She, again, not only she can hit good notes, but I think you can hear really emotions and stuff, and you really feel the story of the song in her voice very well anyway. So yeah, this is a top-notch song for me. One of my favorites on the album.
So I think it's going to give his thoughts in the chat for now anyway.
Okay.
Hopefully he can get his internet working. I'll give her thoughts on the song. Yeah, I really love So Far Away. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. It's one I don't hear I feel like I feel the earth moving, and the next song It's Too Late on the radio quite often, but I don't feel like I hear it So Far Away enough on the radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the better songs. It's one that I love listening to. But it's quite funny because Dire Straits have also got a song called So Far Away.
Oh, really?
I sometimes get a bit confused with their song So Far Away.
I don't know that one.
I think it's the opener for the album Brothers in Arms.
Is it?
It's the opening track for that album.
That's a big album, yeah. I think I saw was Joni Mitchell was on this album and James Taylor or something.
Yeah, they're both on this.
Yeah.
We do backing vocals.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has a good upbeat feel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. One of the best vocally, and yeah, it's got great bass work.
Yeah, of course the bass. Yeah.
You got the track "It's Too Late."
Yeah, what an incredible 2 in a row for me. I mean, So Far Away and It's Too Late back to back. I mean, these are 2 of the biggest hits on the album. Uh, and this one was also like you said, it was a #1 hit. There's 2 #1 hits for her, I believe, on this album. That was "I Feel the Earth Move" and "It's Too Late." Obviously, a huge song for her. Also won the Grammy Record of the Year. So it was a huge song all around. Hey, bro.
You keep going.
I'm gonna repeat myself, but man, the piano playing, the melody, her voice, the chorus is so good. It's too late, baby. It's too late. Oh, just incredible music. It's good. It's again just one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah, since Too Late, I agree. It's definitely one of the big highlights on the album. What's interesting about this song is that there's a little bit of a jazz undertone, especially with how it's kind of arranged, especially with how the piano has that jazzy sort of tone, and even the bass playing has a little bit of a jazz feel, which is excellent. But what's also cool is that you have a very nice different type of percussion because you hear congas on this one too, and you hear congas on quite a few of the songs, but here it actually really makes it a bit more uplifting, and the chorus is very catchy. Some nice rhythm guitar playing, and just another good vocal performance from her on this one. And I was going to say this earlier when we were talking about the first song and how Carole just has this kind of a raspy voice, but yet at the same time, there's still something very soothing about it, very calming. And even when this song is technically a breakup, there's still a little bit of a emotional, a bit of a more emotional, different tone on here, which I think is very good. But yeah, excellent song. And there's even a really good saxophone solo on this one, which is also really cool. But yeah, it's definitely a highlight for sure.
Yeah, I've not really got much else to really add, but yeah, it's not a standout on the album. I think the first three tracks are one of the best sort of 3 songs in a row. I think for any album.
Yeah.
The next song on the album is Home Again.
Yeah, Home Again. So we got a more deep cut song that people probably don't know, but I think it's, again, really good. Carole King sounds really good on it. Again, love her piano playing. And vocally, it's maybe one of the best vocal performances on the album. There's a part where she really belts it out. And like I said, Carole King can really sing. Like, it's crazy that was a songwriter for a decade. She was just a songwriter. And then she puts out this album. And it's like, oh, you're good. You're great at everything. Like, not only songwriting, but music playing, singing. She has all of it. She's like got the total package, I think. And it shows again on this song.
Yeah, I also really like the song. Kind of a somewhat more. It's definitely have more of another one type of ballad type track. There's a nice melancholic feel, which I really like. And you think it's gonna stay kind of just the acoustic ballad for a bit, but then the drums come in and kind of gives it more of a beat. It's definitely, I would say, it's one of the more like straight to the point type of songs, where it's not like in your face or anything, but it's still a very pleasant sounding song. I still really enjoy it. I will admit it's probably near the bottom for me, but I will say just straight up, there's like no bad song on here. I think every song here is just really, really good. But even though it's like near the bottom, I still really enjoy the song. I still think it's really nice.
Yeah, I really love the song. It's actually the shortest song on the album.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's one of the better deep cuts on the album. It's one that I think it's one that I think more people should pay attention to.
Yeah, I agree.
Next song on the album is the song "Beautiful."
Beautiful. Yeah, another solid song from Carole King. I don't have a lot to say about it. I think a really good song. Amongst all these great hits, even these songs are really good that you might not know. And yeah, there's not much more to say, but yeah, another really good song from her.
The title kind of already gives the whole review, basically.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is still a really good song. It has a very moving feel, which I really like. And there's what's interesting about the album, something I forgot about re-listening to it. Like there's a bit of synthesizers on here, which I didn't really pick up before, but I think I like the synthesizer. I think it adds a little different dimension to a lot of these songs. Some nice drumming, again, great bass playing once more, and I think just overall it's just a really good deep cut. I will say again, it's not too much to say, but like I said, beautiful sums it up. But there we go, really nice song.
Yeah, I've not really got much else to really say. It's a solid song on the album. It's not one of my favorites. It's not one I go back to really, unless I'm listening to the album. But I still think it's a really solid song. But the end of the first line with the song, way over yonder.
Yeah, another really good song on the album, another great deep cut, and great saxophone solo, I think is what the highlights I wrote down on mine that I really liked about the song. But again, Carole King just sounds great on this album, and this is another song that seems like she can't do any wrong for the most part. So yeah, it's again not top 5, but yet it's still really good, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just again vocally still really nice. It's one of the slower songs, but still sounds like the saxophone solo, like Jason mentioned, and then some really good backing vocals. I didn't write down. I can't remember if it was Joni again, or is it just her double tracking herself? But still, it sound really good. But yeah, a solid song. Again, not in my top 5 as well, but still a very very solid one.
Yeah, I really love this one. It's a bit like Home Again for me. And it's got the same sort of vibe, and I think it's another one of these songs that I think more people should pay attention to because I really love it. I think it just sounds really good in it. But yeah, I just think it's just another standout for me. It didn't quite make the top 5 though, but it still is one of the highlights. It just goes to show how great this album is. But the next song is "You've Got a Friend."
Yeah, one of the most iconic songs on the album, and again, huge, not for her, but also for James Taylor. I think I know the James Taylor version more. I think that one's played more on the radio, and that's the one I grew up listening to probably more. And so crazy when you get to this album, and then you got a friend. You're like, wow, you got a friend. Like, you got this great James Taylor song. I mean, it's a Carole King song because she wrote it, but it's so great. And James Taylor, I believe, is singing on it and playing on it as well. And then James Taylor's like, hey, can I put this on my album? I think it's Mud Slim, whatever, Mudslide Slim. I think
Yeah.
that's the name of the album. And he puts it on his, and it becomes a #1 hit for James Taylor. I mean, that's how good the song is. I mean, I didn't see it charting for her, but for him, it was a #1 song. So you can say this is to me, it's like it's another #1 hit for her on the album. And it also won the Grammy Song of the Year. So, I mean, that's insane that she won Record of the Year and Song of the Year for 2 different songs on the same album. I don't know if how many people have ever done that, if they've ever done that. And she's the only female to do that, I think, until Adele. Adele did it twice, but it was the same song on her album. So that's incredible, feat for her, I think. And yeah, it's a great song. One of the best choruses when you get to that. You just call, bum bum bum. I don't know, just incredible melody. I'll be running, see you again. Oh, it's nice. It's just a nice sentiment song. It's about being a friend. What's better than that? It's just a really well written song. I love James Taylor on it. Yeah, it's another absolute highlight of the album, of highlights.
Yeah. And even adding more to the James Taylor connection, like I think James Taylor has theorized that this song is kind of a response to his song Fire and Rain because of the line. There are times I could not find a friend.
Yeah.
And so here comes Carole singing like "You've Got a Friend."
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of a sweet thing. But yeah, it goes without saying, this is another highlight for sure. I mean, I actually love the sound of this one. The piano just sounds gorgeous, and what's cool is that in the verses it has this kind of very sad tone to it, but then you get to the chorus, it becomes a bit more uplifting and more hopeful, and just kind of excellent how she's playing with the different moods and dynamics on there. Some really nice congos in the chorus too, as well, and even some nice strings. I think the strings were really
Yeah.
nice on this one too. Um, and yeah, another one of her great vocal performances on the album, and of course Joni Mitchell's providing backing vocals too, which is also really good. But yeah, it's a classic for her, and it's definitely a highlight. Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Without agrees with me. Yeah.
I wish.
And Bryer could do the bass playing.
Yeah.
I've tried. I've tried doing It's Too Late.
Yeah, I've not got too much else to add about you got a friend. It's actually my favorite song by Carole King. Yeah, so therefore it's my favorite song on the album. It's also the longest song on the album as well. But yeah, I really love this one. And it's got the best lyrics as well. I think she has some of the best vocals here. And the next track on the album, we move on to the song. We move on to the song "Where You Lead."
Where You Lead. Yeah, it's so cool because I knew this song first from the TV show Gilmore Girls. If anybody's aware of the Gilmore Girls show in the 2000s, whatever. Yeah, I watched that show. I enjoyed it. I was surprised. I thought it was just like a chick show, but I was like, oh, that's actually kind of a funny show. And it begins with this song, or this is the intro song to the. So that's why I first heard it. And Carole King even plays a part in the show where she plays a owner of a instrument store. What do you call it? Has instruments and stuff like that. And she plays a part in it. So it's so cool that Carole King sang the intro to the song, and she's in the show in a minor part. And yeah, so when I got this album and get to Where You Lead, I'm like, oh, there's the Gilmore Girls song. And so I already really love the song just from the TV show. It's a very, to me, maybe the catchiest song, that chorus, and maybe the poppiest song, I feel like, on the album. But yeah, just very catchy, very fun to sing to. This is another great song. I don't know if this is considered a hit song. To me, it's like a hit song just because anybody that watched Gilmore Girls probably loves this song like I do. So, it's another fantastic song. Maybe it's not quite a deep cut for me, but it's fantastic.
Yeah, so this is definitely one of the more upbeat sounding songs on here. There's some really cool electric piano on here, which is really good beats. And I like, again, there's not a lot of electric guitar or anything, but it's kind of more like a rhythm, more kind of adding more texture. But I like how the guitar sounds on this one. And what's kind of cool is that you have another guest vocalist doing backing vocals. You have Mary Clayton, the same woman who did the backing vocals on "Gimme Shelter" from the Rolling Stones. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I think it's another really good song. It's not in my top 5. It could be, but still, I think it's a really enjoyable song. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I'm right with you guys on this one. Yeah, it's another standout. Yeah, I agree. It's probably the catchiest song on the album. And then the next track on the album is "Will You Love Me Tomorrow," which of course this is not the original.
No,
the original version, no.
That's a crazy thing. Yeah, that she's such a good songwriter that she can pop this song on, and this was a #1 hit in 1960. Like 11 years ago, this was a #1 hit song, which is crazy. for the Shirelles. And I like the Shirelles version is really good as well. And it was on their Tonight album, which was one of my favorite albums of that year, 1960. And I like Shirelles. They're actually one of my favorite girl groups. But yeah, it's crazy how she wrote all these big songs back then. Like, I want to say she wrote like Up on the Roof or something. She wrote a big song for the Drifters, I think. That was a big hit. Her and her husband. I think she wrote Chains or something like that for the Cookies that then the Beatles covered on the first album or something like that, which is a pretty good song too. Anyway, so she just has all these huge hits that she can put on an album, which is kind of cool because it's her songs. And I've heard her sing some of her other songs live, and she sounds great. I love her versions. Anyways, but yeah, say that. Yeah, it's a great song. Again, great songwriting. That Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow? Just amazing melody. It's, yeah, again, just another huge hit for her. That maybe not her version, but the Shirelle version, but still her version's really good on the album, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. This is a nice addition to the album because you have the Shirelles version, which is more your typical 60s pop, but here she kind of converts it into a more piano ballad. And yeah, I like both versions for different reasons because of it. I like the acoustic guitar added as well, and you have both Joni and James Taylor doing backing vocals, which is really nice. I don't have much else to add, but again, it's just a really good rendition of the song. And I just think it's another pretty nice addition here. Yeah, very good version.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. But yeah, this is a top 5 song for me on the album. I actually prefer her version of the song. I think I like that it's more of a piano ballad. But yeah, I think it's also got some of the best backing vocals on this, and of course Joni Mitchell and James Taylor. Yeah, it's definitely a highlight for me. The next song on the album is Smackwater Jack.
What a weird title. It's the weirdest title on this whole album. And it's my least favorite song on the album. Again, it's like I Feel the Earth Move. Those were my 2 least favorite songs on the album that I don't care for as much. And it's the same reason, I guess. It's a little too this really almost upbeat rocker type song or something that I don't like as much about it. I like her ballads more slower tempo songs. It's not terrible. It doesn't ruin the album. It's just definitely one of my least favorite.
All right, for me, I really like this song. This was kind of a song I forgot about until I re-listened to it recently, and I was surprised, like, oh wow, this is actually kind of cool because you have some really good bass playing on here again, and there's a really groovy shuffle being used, which I always like the sound of a shuffle beat. And I've read that even Carole has admitted this is probably the least personal song on here because from what I've gathered, I think it was about a cowboy or something, or some kind of story or something like that. Or it could be a pirate because it has water in the title, so maybe that's it. I don't know. I forget. Any case, still, really like those vocals on this one. Some nice, cool backing vocals here as well. And you even get a guitar solo. I think that's the only guitar solo on this entire album, if I remember correctly. Some nice electric piano too. Overall, I thought it was a very fun song. I thought it was kind of fun.
Mike. Doing good.
What?
Watch yourself, Mike.
He's the greatest. What are you talking about? Yeah. We need.
I'm still working on it.
Bryer's Music Showcase merch.
That'll be cool. Yeah, I'm with Jason. Unfortunately, and Smackwater Jack. Not one of my favorites. It's my least favorite song on the album. It's never been one that I really loved. I really like it. I think it's a great song, but in my opinion, can't compete with the rest of the songs on the album.
Yeah.
The next track on the album is the title track, Tapestry.
I think this is the best deep cut on the album. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, and it's crazy. This isn't like a hit song. Of course, she has so many hit songs. I guess they all can't be hits, but I'm like, man, I'd put this as a hit song if it was me, because I think it is a fantastic song. Again, just beautiful. The piano playing, her singing. I think it's a really well written song. I love the song, and it definitely was one of those songs that when I heard this album and I got to that song and I was like, wow, this is so good, and it's not even a big hit. It's how good this album is that a song like this to me could be if anybody else had this song on their album, it would be like the best song on the album. But it's Tapestry album, so it's not the best song on the album, but it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, this is another really good song as well. I like the beginning. I think I really like how the song starts, where it's piano and guitar. I think it sounds really good together, and yeah, it just has a nice feel to it. Again, it's one of the more simpler songs on here, but overall, I still think it's a really pretty one. Um, just and just overall, and it kind of helps that the production on this album is really nice. It kind of has a very cohesive feel and kind of adds to the old emotion for a lot of the tracks. And this is no exception. So yeah, another song I really like on here.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, it's another really, really good song on the album. It was still one of my favorites when I heard it, but it's slowly become one of the better tracks on the album. Even though it have it in the lower end of a ranking of the songs on the album, it just goes to show how great this album is. Because I agree, it's probably been number one song on a lot of other albums, but this one didn't even. It just made a top 10. Move on to the final song on the album. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman.
Yeah, this was a big hit for Aretha Franklin. She wrote it for Aretha Franklin, which I didn't realize. I was looking it up today. But specifically wrote it for Aretha Franklin, evidently. And it was a number 8 from I saw. It was number 8 in the charts for Aretha. It's definitely one of her biggest songs. It's one of her signature songs, I would say, of Aretha Franklin. And so, yeah, again, this is a song I've heard many times sung by Aretha Franklin, not sung by Carole King. It's always been Aretha Franklin. It's kind of more of a Aretha Franklin song because she made it so big. But I think this version's really good too. Like Carole King's no slouch, I think, as a singer. Again, she can belt it out and sound really good. I mean, you're not going to sing as good as Aretha Franklin, obviously. She's like one of the great singers of all time. But I still think her vocals are just absolutely fantastic. And it's a really well-written. I mean, the melody is just so good. The verses, oh man, beautiful. And then you get to that chorus, you make me feel like a. Oh, it's really good stuff. I still, even though I'm not a woman, I can't sing along to this very well, but I still really enjoy it. Still.
Yeah, I think this is another really nice addition here. And again, it's kind of a similar thing with Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow. Again, she doesn't really try to emulate the more well-known version. She basically just does her own thing, and kind of similar thing. It's kind of more of a more stripped back piano ballad, but there's no like big grandiose production on this one. And this is kind of where the lyrics can shine a lot more in this type of setting. But still, despite the piano, he still has some nice bass underneath, kind of adding a bit more melodic elements on this. And yeah, vocally, I agree. I still think she does a very great job. And yeah, I still prefer Aretha's version because, of course, it's Aretha. But I think she of course does this song very much justice. Of course, she wrote it, so of course she's gonna do it justice. But yeah, I think it's a pretty nice way to close the album. And yeah, I don't care if I'm a woman or not. I will sing this song proudly. But other than that, great version.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, I do find it quite hard to sing along to. It's just one I just like vibing to, really. But I think it's a beautiful way of concluding the album. Although I do prefer Aretha Franklin's version of the song, I still love her version as well, though. But I've actually ranked all the tracks, so you guys can give me top 5 if you want. But I ranked all the 12 songs.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you make me feel like a Natural Woman barely missed out in my top 5. It's crazy that I didn't make it in. It's a really great song. But and like Where You Lead didn't make it in my top 5. I really like that song, and almost every song except for 2 I really enjoyed. So it's like everything's honorable mention. And then number 5 I have Will You Love Me Tomorrow. Number 4 I have Tapestry. Number 3 It's Too Late. Number 2 You've Got a Friend, and number 1 for me is So Far Away.
Yeah, kind of a similar boat. Yeah, pretty much 6 through 12 could be all of them could be honorable mentions. But my top 5, number 5, I got Smackwater Jack. Number 4, Beautiful. Number 3, You've Got a Friend. Number 2, So Far Away, and my number 1 will be It's Too Late.
Okay, cool.
Well, here's my song ranking. So when I went 12 is Smackwater Jack. Number 11 I have Beautiful. Number 10, Feel Balance is Low, but it's Tapestry. But number 9 is Where You Lead. Number 8 is Home Again. Number 7, Way Over Yonder. Number 6, I Feel the Earth Move. I'm the biggest fan of that song out of the 3 of us. And number 5 is Will You Love Me Tomorrow. Number 4, It's Too Late. Number 3, You Make Me Feel a Natural Woman. Number 2, So Far Away. And my number 1's You've Got a Friend.
Yeah, I mean,
We've all got a different number 1.
Yeah, I think it's all the different 3 different of the hits.
Yeah. I mean, all 3 songs are in my top 3. I mean, so I'm like, yeah, they all are number 1s, you know, or they're all deserving of number 1 on this album. They're so good.
But yeah, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. It's top 15 album for me. It looks like that's the same way for you, Jason.
Yeah, obviously it's a top 10. Yeah, no question. As I said, yeah, like top 15 album of all time, almost a top 10. It's pretty close to the top 10.
Yeah. And of course, it goes without saying, I've said there's no bad song, so that means this album has to be a 10. So
okay,
we're 3 for 3 here.
Yeah, if I can say something about this album, I've been thinking about this album today, and I don't feel like enough people talk about this album, to be honest. I hear people rank albums, and this album usually isn't on their rankings, like other YouTubers like us. I want to say even Scott and Nick, I don't think they have this album on their top 100. I may be wrong, but I feel like they don't have it on theirs.
I don't think so.
I don't think either one has it on their top 100. And I've watched a lot of videos of other YouTubers that will talk about their favorite albums of 1971. 1971 is like the greatest year in music, by the way.
Yeah.
You got Led Zeppelin 4, Who's Next, American Pie, Ram, Imagine, Blue, and LA Woman or something like that. It's just incredible amount of albums that year. And this one won Album of the Year. I mean, that's how good this album was. It won the Grammy Album of the Year. And from what I saw, it was the second best-selling album, just behind Led Zeppelin 4, which, I mean, Led Zeppelin 4 was also one of the best-selling albums of all time. This went 14 times platinum. It was number 1 for 15 consecutive weeks. It was in the charts for 6 years.
Wow, 6 years.
6 years being in the top 200 or something like that. And it's the 53rd best-selling album of all time. I mean, this is, again, as you see, it's in my top 15, and it's undeniably one of the greatest albums of all time. And it was huge for its time. I mean, it sold a lot of records. It won 4 big Grammys, including Album of the Year, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year, which like that's really hard to do. It's got to be a really good album to get all 3 of those. Plus, she got Best Female Vocal, Pop Vocal Album or pop vocal performance, And even James Taylor won Best Male Pop Vocal Performance for "You Got a Friend," which is her song that she wrote, that he took. This is just undeniably one of the greatest albums, and I feel like I said, I see people 1971, and they won't put this album on their top albums in 1971, and I'm always in the comments going, "What about Tapestry? Why doesn't anybody mention Tapestry?" And they're always like, they always brush it off, like, "Oh, they didn't really care much for Tapestry." And I don't get it. This is for me, this got to be in your top 100 favorite albums, in my opinion. It's like, how can it not be? This is undeniably one of the greatest albums, in my opinion, and everybody should be talking about it. That's my soapbox on it.
Well, thanks for you both agreeing to do this. It was great to have you on my channel once again, Bryer.
Yep, not the best return, but at least it was fine. The rest of it.
You're here now. Yeah.
Finish strong.
Have you heard any other Carole King albums, Jason?
What's that?
Have you heard any other albums of theirs?
I think I heard one other one. I think it's maybe the one after this one, and I forget the name of it, but I think I heard that one.
For music. So that's the one I've got behind me. Is the album Music, which also released in 1971.
Same year.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking it was okay. I have to listen to more because it didn't. It's funny. I don't know if it's like she saved all her big hits on this album. I don't know if she has any big hits other than this album. So I'd be curious to hear her other album and see how it compares.
I'll put track list up for that album because I think there is one quite well known song on it. Like the song, it's going to take some time. Yeah, that's the one because remember the Carpenters, they covered that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I've heard a debut album, Writer. I thought that was really good. But yeah, Tapestry is definitely a best album. Easily a best album.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything be better than this one. She recently got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just a couple of years ago. Very deserving. I think one of the best, but like I said, one of the best singer-songwriters I think of all time.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll probably leave it here then. Do you guys have any final thoughts before we conclude this?
I think I said my final thoughts.
Yeah, I could think of anything, but by the time I think of it, it'll be too late.
Yeah, it'll be too late.
I'd love to visit you guys, but you're just so far away. Right.
Yeah, you guys are way over yonder. At least I'm home again. Yeah,
I'll
stay beautiful.
Yeah, you guys always got a friend in me, so.
I need to start doing Tapestry at some point. I couldn't think of any others. Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for commenting, Mike, and my dad, Toon Army Steve.
And me.
Yeah, definitely check out this album. Yeah, thanks for joining, Bryer and Jason. Subscribe to the channels if you haven't done so already. Until next time, peace out, peace and love, and ciao.